morning, everyone. So I wanted to get on today and talk about 2023. Now, if you're into numerology and all the stars and the moon, the stars, which I know a lot of you are, this is a 7-year. So what we do is we add up the year, which is 2023, and it's a 7-year. So, and 7 is spirituality. 7 is getting to know yourself. 7 is inner self, your inner self to create your life, the outer life. Now, this is so good for me because I've been practicing this for 9 years now, but now this is like the collective. So that means everyone should be practicing this, or if you're not, it's almost like you're being forced. Now, I know that I said earlier on a feed that it was a slow day, but actually it's been a slow year so far. Everything's moving slowly. Everything's moving calmly, slow, and it's not like we're in a hurry. And I believe that this year is going to be like that the whole time. And that is for us to get connected to ourselves. When we're busy and rushing and doing all the things, we cannot sit with ourselves and just be quiet. I know the last 8 days, that's all it's been, is 8 days so far of this year. And I have been hearing from Spirit to just slow down. And I've been slowed down. It's like I'm hardly working. There's hardly any work to do, which is kind of weird because in the field that I am in, you would think there would be lots of work, but everything's slowed down. The shopping slowed down. The world has slowed down. And it's not like the pandemic, but we got shut down so we could be quiet. Now we're slowing down. So this whole year is about that. It's about slowing down, being aware of yourself, of what you're thinking, of where you're at, what you're being, how your body's speaking to you. The other day my back was hurting, and immediately I said, okay, I'm going home. And that's what I did. And I just relaxed for the day. Years ago, I would have said no, took a Tylenol, just kept on going, pushing myself to where I was hurt and had to go to the hospital. But now I am recognizing that my body is speaking to me and saying, you need rest. And because I did that, I feel amazing. I mean, I think this would be the year for miracles, you guys. 7 is about spirituality, about loving. It's about love. It's about connecting with God, connecting with your higher self, period. So we need to all do that. I'm so excited about this year, and it's been pushing me to do that more, which I haven't been. Like I would, over the holidays and stuff, I was so busy that I'd be like, oh, I'm going to meditate. I always do a meditation, but sometimes it's not as long, or I don't feel connected. But here in the last couple days of the year, it's been like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm sitting down. I'm getting in my position to do it. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll meditate in bed and go to sleep. And I mean, that's because we're so worn out. But it's been so nice and so slow, and it's not been, and I got a download earlier today, and I wrote it down in my journal, and it said, don't worry about the money because the money will always be there. Because my 3D self, my ego, was like, well, it's so slow, and what's going to happen? We're not going to have the money. But the money always shows up, and I've learned that so many times. But and that's what we have to remember. Let's just slowly go into it, slowly go into the year, slowly be with ourselves, slowly be with our body. Our body is talking to us all the time, and we're the ones that have to listen because nobody else can hear. Nobody else can connect with God. Nobody else can connect with your higher self. There's just nobody that can. So it's going to be slow and steady this year. Slow and steady. I always say focus on you, and what I mean is focus on like your body and what you're thinking, what you're saying. For all of my life, I focused on someone else, and that's what we're all taught to do. Focus on your mom or your dad or this and that, and still do all that you can for them, and that's not the kind of being to yourself, I mean. A lot of people will take it wrong when I say, focus on yourself. It means focus on the way you're being, the things you're saying. I was saying something the other day about somebody that told me something about going up flights of stairs, and the exact same thing happened to me the next day, because whatever we speak is our reality. As much as we don't want to believe this, it is so true. That's why God put in there, watch what you speak, watch what you do, watch who you be. You have to be the person that you want to attract. And if you're not being that person, then you are attracting whatever you're being. And here's another thing. So whatever the feelings that we're feeling right this moment. So like if I'm happy, I'm calm, I'm collective, and I feel so good and yummy, then that's what's coming, because that's what our vibe is. So our vibe is going out in the future and saying, oh, we have to find more yummy, nice, calming, loving things like that, and not bring it back, but we're going forward. So we're leading into that. And a lot of the times when people say, well, why has my life did this, or why is this going wrong? That was the vibe you were creating. And that's why they say don't do the same thing every day, because the same day repeated, and the same feelings and all of that, that's why you keep creating the same day. Now, I just want to end this video with that. Peace and love and focusing on yourself is going to bring you more abundance. It's going to bring you more money, more relationships. Because once you think about yourself and my body hurts, and then you're nice and kind to your body, then that goes out and brings that future back, which is somebody that's nice and kind to you and your body. So that's something very important to look at and work out for this year, because and it's all about going inside and seeing who you really are. When I opened up 7 years ago to this whole spiritual life, I did not know that I even liked different colors. I didn't know that the whole time that I lived in Connersville and was married, that I was wanting to move to Florida and have the best time in my life. I never even thought about that. But then when I got there, and then my couch was green instead of, teal. It was, and I would have never had a teal couch. I was black and dark, and that's what my life was. And then it got so bright. In my whole house, if you come to my house, it is white. Every room is white. And things in it is white. All the stuff is, because that's who I am. So this is the perfect year to bring out who you are, who you want to be. Write it down. Do the journaling. And God always has your back. God always has your back. Your higher self always has your back. So this year is calming, cool, find out who you really are, what you really want, let go of things that you don't. And here's the thing. Once you go inside and you start saying, well, I don't really want that relationship because they treat me bad, or, they don't treat me that bad, but still they hurt me when they're saying stuff. So then they will fall out. You don't even have to go. You do not have to go to those people and say a thing, because you just say, I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be that anymore. And then that will just go away. So this is a 7-year, 777 spiritual. It's a year to think about what you want and bring it in. But it's all about the feeling, you guys. The feelings. Do you want to feel amazing? Do you want to feel expansive? Do you want to travel? How would that feel if you were doing all that? And that's what you will bring in. We're going to have my next video. I'm going to talk about relationships, because I've been doing some little shorts about relationships, and it's going to be so good, because like I said, the feeling is how we bring the stuff in. The feeling that you have is bringing your relationships in. So if you're in a bad relationship, it's you and your feelings. And I will explain more, so watch more videos and watch my shorts. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Bye.